Alright, what's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is Arrow, Season 4, Episode 8, Legends of Yesterday. Wow. The best way to end this battle against Vandal Savage is, of course, to have them lose the first one and everybody die. Makes perfect sense to me. I mean, there's no better way to end it. You know, it's just, when you're facing somebody like Vandal Savage, and he is the ultimate enemy. He's been living through several hundreds of lifetimes, you know, being with the most despicable people, helping them rise to power. He's not going to be stopped easily. So it makes perfect sense that the only way to stop him is for them to lose and then Barry travel back in time and then change the future. Yeah, makes sense. And I gotta say, the first time he did the time travel thing and Cisco got killed, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they killed off Cisco. And then he traveled back in time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he traveled back in time. This time was a lot worse. Like, it wasn't just... It was staff, Oliver burns into a skeleton, and then everybody in the house burns into a skeleton. I'm like, No, that's wrong. It was a gruesome death for the main characters. It wasn't just a... It was much worse than that. I'm just like, wow. I mean, I know he's going to travel back in time because we've already... You know, he told Cisco, I think I'm going to travel back in time. I saw myself... I think he called it ghosting. And so we knew he was traveling back in time, so as things are starting to go wrong, you know, Hawk Girl gets killed, Hawkman gets killed, I'm just like, wait, but they didn't die in the time travel, okay, and then Flash and Oliver holding it, and then they're both, like, not able to contain the power, and then Oliver dies, I'm just like, okay, I knew he was traveling back in time, but this is pretty rough to watch. And it wasn't even just like a simple poof, they're gone. You actually saw them burning into a skeleton. That, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like watching main characters die. I remember there was an episode of Criminal Minds, actually, the only good episode of Season 10, and there was the unsub was able to make people see hallucinations, and so he made the main... You know, the boss man. If you haven't watched Criminal Minds, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you do, he made Hotch have a vision of all the members of the team dying. Like, Spencer got shot in the head. I'm just like, okay, I know this is all a vision, but I don't want to see this right now. Like, this is hard to watch. This is the same thing. It's like, yeah, I know he's about to go back in time and change all of this, but this is still hard to watch. Like, holy crap. Anyway, it's not the only thing that happened. Also, interesting moment. It was revealed at the end of the last one, and I knew, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, because they showed Oliver's mom talking to that girl. I totally forgot about this scene. I was just, when it happened, I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, you know, that means Oliver might have a son. Okay. But when I actually saw it, I was like, holy crap, he does have a son. Like, I saw her. And I flashed back to Season 1 of The Flash when Oliver came to help in one of the episodes. I can't remember which one. But he showed up to help, and then at the end, he saw this girl. And he's just like, oh, hey, how are you? And I'm just like, who is that? Am I supposed to know who that is? And then all of a sudden, like, they showed that scene. And then they showed her with her son. I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay. And ultimately, it's kind of a big deal. He has a son with this girl. And yeah, pretty crazy. And on top of that, he's going to end up trying to be in his son's life now. But one of the mother's rules is you can't tell anyone, which means he did tell Felicity in the previous timeline. She broke up with him. Now he's not telling her, but no doubt she'll find out eventually. I mean, he's making, where were you? I tracked you and you went to this house, and oh, it's nothing. You just stay away from there, okay? And then she goes and visits the house, finds out he has a son. And ultimately, it ends up the same way because the timeline doesn't like to be corrupted. Like Barry said, whenever you mess with time, time messes back. This could be a lot worse than what happened in the first one. Where in the first one, it was just Felicity gets upset that he doesn't tell her, and this one's like he's actually going to have to hide it for more than just a day. Like that's a. Whenever she was freaking out about it, my first thought is, yeah, but he just now figured out he had a son. I'm sure they'll work this out. Now that he actually knows, he's figured it out, he's going to visit the son without Felicity's knowledge, all of this stuff is going to go on. It's like, no, she's not going to be okay with this. This goes well beyond just, oh yeah, I had a son, I figured it out yesterday and I didn't tell you because I was freaking out. This is, I found out I had a son like 3 weeks ago and didn't tell you, and I've been visiting him and his mom and not telling you. That's a lot worse. So somehow I think that this is, whereas the first one felt like it's a breakup that will be fixed, this could actually be a permanent breakup, which I wouldn't mind because I'm not a big fan of Oliver and Felicity together. But yeah, it feels like this one actually will be a permanent thing. So other than that, other interesting storylines going on. You've got them setting up everything with Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and their whole storyline with Vandal Savage. You see a scene I already got to see in Legends of Tomorrow where he in ancient Egypt where he kills them the first time and the meteorites rain down. This is the first time that she sees it, Kendra, in a vision. She's slowly learning how to use her powers. Barry went back and changed time, so now instead of Hawkman trying to get her to use her powers, Cisco does it in a way that actually works. And honestly, seeing this kind of makes me think, you know what? Spoilers if you have not seen Legends of Tomorrow, so just mute it for a second. I'll wave at you whenever I'm done talking about it. So spoilers. Mute. Okay, so watching this, I'm actually kind of glad that they killed Carter off because, yeah, they didn't have great chemistry and they didn't work well together. Not just the actor and actress, I think on purpose didn't have good chemistry because they weren't supposed to. But seeing these characters working together, it's like, yeah, I'm glad he didn't stick around because that would have been frustrating to watch him kind of be really smug, super confident, like, oh, I know what you need to do and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. And, I know all of this stuff that you need to learn. And she's just like, look, I'm going to figure this out at my own pace. That would have been really frustrating to deal with for longer than a couple episodes, which is all we had to go with. So yeah, watching this kind of makes me feel really glad that Carter's dead now. Kind of sad. But anyway, unmute. No more spoilers for Legends of Tomorrow. So anyway, we've got all of that storyline going on. And I love seeing the slight differences in the first timeline and the second timeline. Like in the second timeline, because Oliver isn't dealing with this whole I have a son thing, this time he decides to let everybody else help because that ends up helping him in the end. They find out that the gloves won't work on the staff. They won't be able to hold the power. Well, that's okay because now they're going to find out how to do it. Just the little slight things too, just in the battle alone. Like in the first one, Oliver, blocks Vandal Savage's knife and starts fighting him while Barry takes the handcuffs off of Hawkman. This time he shoots the handcuffs off, so Hawkman attacks. And I'm just like, it's interesting to see how in the first one he's so focused on Savage, and this one he's like, okay, need to get them out of the handcuffs first, so that way it's 4-on-1, plus the 3 that we've got coming, so it's 7-on-1. I like that. I like the fact that they actually did change part of the battle to where Oliver's thinking more clearly, where in the first one it's like, dude, get them out of the handcuffs first, so that way it's a multiple battle. It's not just you versus him, because you already lost that fight. Yeah, it was a good battle. It was very interesting to see how they handled the time travel thing again. And I have to wonder how much that's going to be used in the future, because you can tell Barry doesn't want to do it. He's like, look, I don't like this, and Oliver's like, look, we can change the future. And he's like, I don't want to. Like last time I did it, it really messed with me. So I wonder how much more of that we're gonna get, if at all, just because of how hesitant Barry is to use it. But it does, it leaves the possibility there, and I like that. Good episode, very good episode. Obviously, the end of the crossover, and so now we're gonna go back to more separate storylines. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in this one. Where the first episode had a lot of stuff that will come later in the Flash. Harrison Wells getting shot, Jay Garrick and the speed formula. This one had more Arrow stuff that's going to come in later on, like Oliver's son and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, really good 2 episodes, good crossover, brilliant introduction for Vandal Savage, which led into Legends of Tomorrow, which is a great show as well. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy. And on top of that, the jokes were good too. Just over these 2 episodes, the jokes have been very good, and I hope that continues in the Arrow, because let's just say the jokes in Arrow haven't always been the best, and it's been a bit dark. Anyway, that's what I think of these 2 episodes. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Whether you liked it, disliked it, what you thought of it. Leave a like and subscribe for more Arrow and the Flash reviews, and I'll see you the next one. Peace out.